Welcome back. Everything's coming up roses. At least the auto scores are going down one after another. Carol herself is finding a new body, reconstituted and filled with memories that are rapidly dwindling. Still, we can look out. There's hope on the horizon. Elf9 being part of their companionship is an unwilling double agent. How much information can be passed over before it really starts to affect them? We've already seen them lose, a few key strategies and locations. But Sebastian had a fun reuniting with her father. I don't suppose the same could be said for Hibiki. It's not going to be that smooth, is it? We're going to have to see. We're going to have to find out. So strap in, get a drink. Let's watch some more Symphogear. Ah, there's his room. So, it wasn't a function of alchemy or anything. You were actually just bringing him back from his prison. What a better revival for a character than anyone else. They all know exactly who he is, but he still needs to introduce himself. Nothing like a good narcissist. But now the question is, since that is the actual Doctor reinvigorated and re-emerged into the story, is he going to work alongside Carol and the alchemy, or be opposed to it, and we'll have a three-way battle? And how long are we going to have the mental anguish of several characters? It seems a lot of the troubles here can be easily solved by just talking it out, but some of them much more ingrained. But I do wonder what's going to happen with Elf9. Once this is all said and done, is she going to disappear just like the memories were held within Carol's head? If she is If she is a construction, then is it going to slowly crumble? That's what I was thinking. Much like the auto scorers. Pitting his genius above everyone else. What? Why not? Ah. Which means they will be up Shit's Creek without a paddle. Yeah, remember, she's meant to be the antagonist of this story. High and mighty as always. I mean, strong words. I mean, he's already absorbed one missile. What's to say that the next will work? A sacrifice worth making. The missiles suddenly vanished. Yeah, oh yeah, you're right. We probably don't want to drown the entire place. She is losing herself in the moment. Good, well, that's one way of dealing with it. Fight amongst yourselves, almost friendly fire accidents. Now this seems slightly contrived. What, she was embarrassed slightly about having her missiles absorbed, not being able to fight. Wanted to do more now that they've accepted her, and vice versa. Also, if he has the Nephilim power, what was actually stopping him with the bars of the jail that strong? So before she was exiled to the other side, and a giant flask. I mean, why is she acting so harshly to her own creation that wants to help? That houses her own memories. Or has she forgotten? But no one knows yourself better than you. So was she showing a bit of kindness there, or was it all still part of the plan? Well, at least she's done her homework. And so therefore he didn't get any recognition at all, and that's what he's truly angry about. His role as a hero thrown into the dust. Huh. Fascinating is one word for it. If he wants to tag along, I guess. It depends on how useful he can be. At least he's kind enough to clean his hand before stretching it out. But after just seeing what it can do by absorbing a missile, is it wise to accept that hand for a handshake? You never know. Even if they are designed to fight her, doesn't mean you have to go gung-ho right from the beginning. Don't bring logic, fear of death, reprimand, or reprimise. Share the burden. Let's do, one each. we're still... Oh, wow. Okay, I was somewhat complaining that we weren't getting the moments like we did with the first autoscorer, but now, fair enough, making up for it. In a more literal sense, yes. Their songs themselves being a big component of what's going to be used to take out the world. Is this a flask storing their phonic noises? How could they know that? Yeah, maybe accepting the one that was straight from their side into your bridge and headquarters. Just have a sit out in the hallway for a bit. See what happens. And now after all of that fun and games, slowing down a bit. Now the family reunion talks. I mean, just being headstrong, bashing through everything, that's her way of doing it, so why change now? And the fact that they're on the phone to one another, talking for hours on end. Is no one... I mean, no one said directly that it was here, but... excuse me? So not only like a camera being able to see through her eyes, but... a image of herself right there, showing herself to the world, or the team. Their role is to cause them to... What if they... remove the body? Like, on a molecular level. And now she's going to feel like she betrayed them all. And creating the score, we're going to have a whole new... I mean, that would be why they never actually dealt any like final blows and kept running away whenever it looked like it was in their favor. So she will accept any punishment. That's a useful little blanket. As a final kind of screw you. There's a lot of chaff in the air, yeah. And now what final bit of kindness shown over onto her. Is Carol going to see this and go, what the hell? Why is she getting this treatment? And shown such a pretty sight right there must be horribly aggravating for her. So there's no longer a need for them to be playing along. I do like the combination of stories from the past and now, with the Doctor coming back. The much needed and anticipated transformation sequence once again. We didn't have one this episode. I just wondered how unwieldy are the shoulder pads? Wouldn't it get in the way of her swinging the scythe around? Oh, using smaller arms fire now. Nice. Don't take down your teammates or the tunnel. Coin tonfas? Fulfill your role. She was so focused on them, she had no thought of her defense. Well, crap. They're not getting off of that without any damage. Now is there going to be a bit of introspection for her now? Her earlier outburst. Every time she wishes for something greater. Yeah, just ignore the fact you've got an entire team and crew in your ear telling you that to behave. And even though horribly battered and bruised, they can stand. Is she going to apologize for her earlier outburst? Ooh, that's a nasty looking bruise. I mean, if you're introducing the light and airy backing track for this scene, how can you not believe in the future, even though they've had this almost exact conversation like 4 times over? There we go. Since we didn't get to send the message across. And her own fear of being alone. does not win out over wanting to do well by everyone else. Excuse me? What are the lyrics? I mean, yeah, very pointed, to say nothing none the least. So, at least now that she's aware of everyone's existence. What about the rifle? Ha! Yeah, that works. She has melee capabilities now. Ooh. The music for this section. In the tunnel again! Thought we talked about this. Or is it calculated? Well, just what she wanted. Let's see. Use one to pull her back and the other to close the bulkhead doors. Big explosions. If it is fully flooded and destroyed, can they recover the song? Or is it automatically passed back? Also, how they're going to feel now, like the communication, the chaff in the air settles. And they realize, oh no, that was not a good idea, was it? Massive underwater object. Okay. Bit early to give up, isn't it? So now that we've got them back, yeah, let's... Still, the underwater mummy monster weapon thing, kind of cool. Are they actually managing to... Yeah, they are. To surface. Oh, that is a lot bigger than I thought when we saw it before. The scale, we had nothing to compare it to. Wow. Oh dear. Having massive kaiju destroy their base of operations. Let's hope it has a few extra shut-off valves and safety rooms. But as soon as every time we think it's like one step forward, it's not. They've been played like a fiddle. They've had their entire plans and everything ordained from the start. In fact, the Carol's forces seem to be weakening were actually part of her calculations and actually how she was desired to take down the world. So what... I mean, we've only had one of them that isn't really part of it all so far. You know, I kind of hoped that it was just somehow she had found some information about him and had made a copy of Dr. Verse so we can exact some vengeance without feeling bad. But no, it's the real deal, the real man, the creator of the linker and therefore somewhat untouchable as well. Great. Things are looking up. But still, yeah, the amount of times we've had characters wanting to protect others and therefore thrusting them even further into danger and pushing them away emotionally, you would have thought they'd understand this behaviour by now. Everything's seemingly out in the open now. Elf9's betrayal? Unwitting betrayal. Being a mole in the organisation is now out in the open, and how she did it. And the fact that they all kind of accepted her anyway, partly, well, almost entirely because they, in the same breath, also said, you know, I used her senses to trick you all, ha ha ha. So she had nothing to do with it, so she's just an unwitting pawn and a victim. Okay. Cool. Well, it's okay, you can stay here, be one of us. Really twist the knife a little more for Carol when the world abandoned her and her father. There are others out there that are still willing to accept them, even if it is a facsimile. And now with all of the autoscorers down, and songs recorded of Tsubasa, Chris, Maria, who took down the... Anyway, with all of the songs recorded and supposedly storing up in that big flask, as we were told, the world's destruction is nigh and imminent. Well, first off, where is it, and how can they get somewhat close? Is it going to be a war of words once again, fighting the ideals down to the last minute? Or just going big smash? It would be nice if they could rewrite the world slightly, one where the noise and everything doesn't exist. They don't have to constantly worry about it. Also, though, other than the main goal of destroying or rewriting or redoing and breaking apart the world on a fundamental level, etc., etc. Other than that, and the initial first meeting we saw of Carol and the autoscorers with the devastation of the buildings, they haven't actually done anything to the world at large. Sure, they've destroyed a few seals and properties like that, but as far as damaging the world or civilians or anything like that, they've been pretty good. As far as evil organisations go, you know, they're not that bad. All you've got to make sure is that the final plan doesn't work. Everything would have been a lot worse, though, if part of the orders given to the autoscorers were not to, you know, if you're winning, take a step back. We need them to sing, we need to push them to the limit. Still, there's plenty of good songs left in Symphogear, and we're hearing quite a few of them. Putting the characters into various situations where they have to bring out a different side, maybe mentally or not. I really do need to go back and pay attention more to the lyrics. Too many times I've just kind of glazed over and enjoyed the song while it's going on. But now that Elf9 has been cut loose, is she useful to the plan anymore? What can we actually do? Like I had a thought earlier, if she's like the autoscorers and their way of breaking down, if she is an automated being kind of like that, granted not quite of cogs and gears, does she have a shelf life? We've seen Carol's body start to not accept all of the new or old memories and everything. Is she going to take herself down before our team here gets a job too? We'll have to see. If you've enjoyed Symphogear, definitely let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below if you want to... Well, if you've enjoyed it even in the slightest. If you want to make sure not to miss out, consider subscribing. But for now, get yourself some rest. And I hope to see you in the next one. If you want to join the growing number of people siphoning off my power in order to one day control the world, consider joining onto my Patreon, because at least then we can watch some anime while you do it. So I need to thank Noku, Sal, Guado, Kite, M.O, Ruben Filamawa, Wolfie Sensei, and everyone else. For if not for all of you, I really wouldn't have any surprise villain to fight against. Well, apart from YouTube itself.